Have you ever just stared at your screen wondering why the most powerful AI on the planet can't answer a simple question about your own business? Well, today, we're going to fix that. We are going to connect these amazing AIs to the data that actually matters the most, yours.
It's a really weird situation, isn't it? I mean, you can ask a large language model to break down quantum physics, and it'll spit out a brilliant explanation. But then you ask it, hey, what was our revenue last quarter? And nothing. Crickets. That's the exact frustrating gap we're going to close today.
So here's the deal. The reason this happens is actually pretty simple. An LLM's entire world, its whole brain, is basically the public internet. It's been trained on trillions, and I mean trillions of words, from websites, books, articles, everything that's out there. But your internal stuff, your company's documents, your customer data, all those conversations on Slack, your unique knowledge base, to the AI, it's all in a total blind spot. It's completely invisible.
So how do we give this AI some vision? How do we let it see our stuff? Well, the answer is this really powerful, but honestly super elegant technique that acts like a bridge between the AI's massive general intelligence and your specific knowledge. And it's called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or as you'll hear everyone call it, RAG. The best way to think about RAG is like an open book test for the AI, right? So instead of forcing it to try and remember something from its huge but kind of generic memory, we literally give it the textbook, which is your data, and we just tell it, hey, find the answer in here. It's that simple. And that way, the answers you get are based on your facts, not just its best guess.
So let's break down how this works in practice. First, you ask a question. Then the system instantly searches across all your documents to find the most relevant little snippets of text. It bundles all that good context together with your original question, and then it hands the whole package over to the LLM. And what you get back is a fact-based, grounded, and way more accurate answer.
And you know what the best part is? This whole powerful process, it can be set up with just a few lines of code. I mean, look at this. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky future technology. This is something you can build, like, today. This one line of code creates that entire chain, all the way from grabbing the data to generating the final answer. It's amazing.
Okay, but RAG is really just the first tool in a much bigger toolbox. Once you've made that connection to your data, you can start to build some truly sophisticated AI applications that go way beyond just simple question and answer. Let's see how this all builds on itself.
We're talking about AI that can do more than just talk. We're talking about AI agents that can actually take action, chatbots that remember who you are and what you've talked about, and systems that can save you a ton of time and money. Seriously, this is where AI starts to feel like actual magic. So what's really the difference between a normal LLM and what we're calling an AI agent? Well, it all comes down to action. A simple LLM, it's a talker. An agent is a doer. You can give it tools, like the ability to actively search your database to find information all on its own.
And check this out. This shows just how simple it is to give your AI new abilities. With just a couple lines of code here, we've created a new tool called Search Docs. And just like that, the AI can now search all your internal documents whenever it needs to. It's literally like giving it a new superpower.
Now here's a really smart trick to make your AI faster and way more efficient: semantic caching. Basically, if two people ask a really similar question, instead of making the AI do all the work twice and you paying for the compute power twice, we can just reuse the first answer. This saves you real money on API calls, and for your users, it just makes your whole application feel snappy and way more responsive. Okay, let's put these pieces together and look at a real-world example. How do we build a chatbot that feels genuinely intelligent? One that doesn't have the memory of a goldfish.
The secret sauce here really has two main ingredients. First, you use RAG to pull in that relevant context from your knowledge base, just like we've been talking about. But then, and this is key, you also give it a memory of the last few things you've talked about. Those two things together create a truly context-aware experience.
And right here, this is the secret to a chatbot that doesn't have that goldfish memory problem. This simple bit of code tells the AI to remember the last 3 turns of the conversation. It's such a small change, but for the user, it's what makes the conversation feel so much more natural and intelligent. It's a game changer.
All right, so we've covered the concepts, we've even seen some code. Now for the most important part, turning all this knowledge into action. This isn't just theory, okay? This is a practical blueprint. Let's talk about what you can actually do this week to get started.
Here it is, your project plan. Step 1, build a basic RAG system using your own data. Step 2, Layer in that conversation history to turn it into a chatbot. Step 3, and this one is critical, test it. Test it with at least 50 real questions that your users might actually ask. And finally, step 4, measure its accuracy against a standard LLM. You have to see the difference for yourself.
So what are we shooting for? What's the goal here? You're aiming for a system that can answer questions about your data with over 90% accuracy. That's the bar. That's when you know you've built something truly, truly useful.
So, the tools are here, the path is clear. The only question left is, what are you going to build? What is that unique knowledge that you are going to unlock first? The possibilities really are endless.